You have no idea what I've gone through in my life. From the fist fights, to the arguments, to the beatings. I still remember my mother taking me into a restaurant bathroom and holding me in a, what's that when they...
Headlock?
Guillotine?
Guillotine?
The other one, guillotine.
And she's punching you?
Me. No.
She shot you up?
Yeah.
With what?
Penicillin.
Oh, my God.
Because when I was a kid, I was so sickly.
She got you in a headlock and shot you up penicillin.
Listen to me.
Where'd the needle go?
Listen to me.
Top of his head?
Cubans. I had a Cuban doctor, Dr. Orlando Del Valle. He made house calls, okay? He came over. He would come into the room, and this is very funny because I'm going to tell you how fucking hysterical heretics is. Hereditary shit is crazy. Your kids get what you got. Now, he would come over. Now, Dr. Del Valle did a bump from time to time. Now, this is I'm talking about 1968, 69. Please, this goes on. When he come over, I lived on 205 West 88th Street. He'd bring the little thing, and him and my mom would talk, and my stepdad, and then somebody else would be there, like a chick that would help my mom. And sure enough, he would come over, put the thermometer in my ass, and then look at me and say, Jose Antonio, I have to give you a needle. And I go, give me 5 minutes. Let me think about it. And my mom would go, what's going on? He has to think about it. I swear to God, you don't take that needle, I'll fucking kill you. So then they would go in the fucking parlor to put on Cuban music, and I would like put cartoons on. Like it was inevitable. And then he would have like 2 drinks.
Like, how old are you during this time?
I'm 5, 6. He would have 2 drinks, then he'd come back in. He goes, Antonio, you ready yet? And I'm like, I'm not ready. So for years, they called me Me va a doler. That means it's going to hurt. They would have to hold me down and give me a shot. So then my stepfather, mom, the babysitter, and my mom would be like, I'll fucking knock you out. Stop crying, you fuck. Be a man. I'd be, no, it's going to hurt. Stop it. But I would have an allergy to a certain penicillin. So the next day, my temperature would go up. So he was such good friends with my mom. He goes, listen, this is a continuity thing. Why don't I just leave you with a penicillin, put it in the refrigerator. I'll give you a couple syringes. And whenever he gets sick, just fucking stick him.
Wow.
So we were at a restaurant. I was going to Sacred Heart School for Boys, and my mother was dropping me off at 5 o'clock. We went to a fancy white people restaurant next to Kearny, New Jersey. I'm talking violins like white people in the 70s. This isn't like now, like ha ha ha. These were very conservative white people. And this is the double whammy of the day. You ready? I don't fucking like milk. And my mother used to look under my eyelids. I don't fucking like milk.
What?
Till this day, I don't drink milk.
When you were a kid, you didn't like milk?
No, the taste.
A baby?
No, I drank the
What did you drink as a baby?
I drank the tit milk, and one day I got old enough and I just didn't like milk. But my Cuban people have this thing that they look on the eyelids, and my mom would go, you're weak somewhere. So she would make me drink milk or whatever. So we're at a restaurant, okay? And I'm like, my mom's like, drink your milk. I go, I want Hershey's chocolate. You know, the powder.
Oh, yeah.
In those days, we were either the chocolate powder or the strawberry.
Yeah.
I wanted the strawberry or the chocolate. The guy goes, listen, we don't have that. What I'll do is put a piece of ice cream. I go, give me a milkshake. You know what this motherfucker did? He got a glass of milk, and he put ice cream on the fucking thing, like a scoop of ice cream. So my mom's like, drink the milk. I go, it's just fucking milk with an ice cream on it. My mom's like, I'm in no fucking mood for you today. I'm going to drop you off at the school, but you better drink that fucking milk. We're at a white people restaurant. Do you understand me? In 1972, my mom goes, you got about 5 minutes to drink that milk. I had my little military suit on and shit, my little Catholic suit on, because I had to bring you back with a suit. My mom goes, if you don't fucking drink it, I'm going to pour it over your fucking head in this restaurant. And I was like, I'm telling you right now, I ain't going to fucking drink it.
Oh, my God.
My mother took the fucking milk, dumped it on my head in this restaurant. The fucking ice cream sat on my head. I had milk dripping, and then the ice cream slowly melted off my head and fell on my lap. White people were like, what the fuck kind of discipline is this? So my mom's like, wipe your face. So when she wipes my face, Joe Rogan, she goes, do you have a fucking temperature? Because I was such a sickly fucking kid. She goes, you got a fucking... How long have you been walking around with this fucking temperature? I go, no. She goes, let's go in the bathroom.
You're still at the restaurant.
We're still in the restaurant. I go, she goes, I got a syringe.
My God.
She pulls
took
it
me
out
to
of her
the-
purse. She carried it around with her.
You had, I was that sickly of a kid. I was at the hospital every other week. They knew me on first name fucking basis.
That is crazy.
Wow.
She took me in the fucking ladies' room, locked the door, take your pants off. I'm not doing it. Take your pants. Jose Antonio, please, don't make me give you a beating in this fucking bathroom stall. I'm not doing it. And that's when the beating started. And she got me in one of those fucking things. She unzipped my pants. She punched me in the stomach to loosen me up. Oh, yeah. She was a grinder, dog.
Oh, my God.
And she would shoot me, that thinking about it now, I could get a blood clot. Because my ass, from me tightening up, would get like a purple thing all the way down my leg. Like, I'm lucky I'm fucking alive. I'm lucky I'm alive, dog.
Oh, my God.
I remember I was in Jersey City one time. I fainted on a nurse. I pissed my pants. The nurse comes. I pissed the bed.
Yeah.
This is my first time ever. Nah, I pissed the fucking bed, guys. I'm
When you
60.
fainted.
No.
Oh.
They put me in the hospital at night for a lung infection. In the middle of the night, I was so scared. I pissed the bed, and there was a rubber bed. So the piss don't go into the mattress. You're just swimming in your own piss. So finally, at 5 in the morning, I get out of this piss fucking juice, and I'm just sitting in the chair looking out the window, and this lady comes in with a little cart, and she's like, Jose Diaz? I'm like, yeah. She's like, I'm here to draw blood. I go, listen, I just fucking pissed the bed. I'm scared shitless. Come back in like an hour. Let me get my head together. What do you got to bother me with a needle for? Look at the shape of me. And she's tormenting me. Well, the doctor says we have to do it right now. Look, I don't care what the doctor's telling you. Let's get some pajamas. Let me take a shower. Let me get bed. Let me eat some breakfast. She's like, no, we got to do it before breakfast. She's breaking my balls constantly. No, we got to do it before breakfast. I'm like, you want a fucking needle, bitch? You want to give me a fucking needle, bitch? Let's go. I got so mad. I don't even know where I got those. At that time, I didn't have balls. But this bitch aggravated me so much. She wanted to see what I was telling her. I'm going to go down. I'm telling you I'm going to go down. You know what this bitch said to me? She goes, then don't sit down. Stand up. It's better if you stand up. Let's go out in the hallway, and the noise will distract you. You won't get that scared feeling. I said, this is not going to end. Like, this bitch was not leaving without my blood. Mm-hmm. So, you want my blood, bitch? I'll give it to you. I got up. Let's go. We went outside to the fucking hallway. She put the fucking tube around my arm. She had a little cart. I'll never forget, 1979. She had a little fucking cart. She put the thing around me. All I know is she stuck the needle in. Next thing you know, I'm hearing sirens. Okay? And the cart is tipped over. I'm on top of the cart, and she's under the cart. And they've got 2 aluminum things. Remember those things they cracked? You ever fight?
Yeah.
Remember them? They knocked you out? They
Smelling
had
salts.
2 of them in my nose directly. Like to wake me up. They couldn't get me up. They just put them in my fucking nose. Let me tell you about that 13-day experience. Something I'll never forget that shocked me to that day. I still remember it from September. They let me out the day Ali lost to Larry Holmes.
Oh, God.
September 28, 1979. They let me out at 2, and I went and did acid at a party. Fresh from with the bracelet on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even take the bracelet off. There was a party for me, the whole thing. We were fucked up. But one thing I remember about that experience was the 3rd night I was there, how scared I was. And the guy next to me was an old man. And I go, hey, what's your name? And he's like, Italian. He's like, Sal. And I go, Sal, what's going on with you? He goes, well, I had a stroke. And the side of my body that had the stroke is the side that develops the shit. So I'm having a hard time shitting. I go, really? And I'm blowing farts the whole night. It's a 2-man bed. He's in there dying. He's just farting.
A 2-man bed.
It's a 2-man room.
Oh, okay.
And they had a curtain in between.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if his name is Sal. I'm just making this up. But
Right.
whatever his name was,
was.
he was a very nice man. And he had a family, and they come in at night. He'd go, ooh, ooh, my stomach hurt. You know, the whole fucking
Right.
thing. And they tried things on him. I remember one night they were like, that's it. You're either shitting tonight or you're doing surgery in the morning. The doc, I'm listening to the doc. You know, you can hear if they're talking to the guy next door. And I'm like, I wonder what the fuck they're going to do to this motherfucker. They came with like a Ghostbuster gun. It was like a caulking gun. And they had a tube in it, and they put it in his asshole. I'll never forget this, having my little black and white TV and just sitting there watching TV and hearing like, ugh. And all of a sudden they started squirting water in his ass like an animal with a hose.
Jesus.
And they didn't have PPE on. The shit started coming out. And the shit was coming out of his ass. And they're like, run, run. The nurse came and got me. They were like holding me like they thought I was like Biggie getting shot. They were smothering me. There was shit coming out of his ass. Like, remember the Beverly Hillbillies? How the oil would come out of the floor? I will never forget that. That they did everything they could because I knew they think that were, like I was going to call like whoever then, DACA, whoever. Who do you call when they're not cleaning up?
I don't know.
There's somebody you call like they make code. Who are the people who make code? Like whoever make code?
I don't know.
They had to like fucking rub my shoulders.
EPA? Environmental Protection Agency?
Yeah, whatever the fuck.
EPA.
They knew that they didn't come in with the right protection.
Okay.
They just came in like, let's see if this works. But when they stuck it in his ass blew up. They didn't know it was going to work. They were like, maybe it's not going to work. So, you know, they came in very
They came in
nonchalant.
normal.
Yeah. And when they shot the coking gun with the water up his ass, shit started coming everywhere. It was like a volcano. I'm not kidding you.
And you could see it. The curtain was up. They opened the curtain.
God, I could smell it. It was like a sewer. And he's like, oh! And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And they were shooting him with water up his ass, like with a hose.
Oh,
and they're like,
poor
call the
guy.
nurses. Get towels, get towels. And they threw towels down. And that night I had my own room. I'm in there fucking by myself. They're like, Mr. Diaz, we're sorry about that. I'm like, don't worry about nothing. I won't say nothing.
They gave you your own room.
They gave me a single room.
Well, it's only right.
Were you smoking? Did you do a smoking act?
No,
out
he's like
in the
like
hospital?
a doctor.
Oh,
Like a
okay.
doctor.
I didn't know if they were letting
tell you
you.
something.
That's Joey Diaz. Like that's when he wins.
I had like a fucking bad lung infection, and they pretty much asked me to leave. 13 days
Why'd they ask you to leave?
because it was too much.
What do you mean?
My friends were coming in with cases of beer,
Oh, you were partying there.
with an 8-pack. They were coming with a case of nips. Remember 6
They,
ounce?
they allowed them to bring beer?
They didn't allow my friends to do anything. They just did it.
Oh.
And then one night they got thrown out and they started throwing furniture out the window at Christ Hospital.
Oh, boy.
And girls used to come in there at night to see me. I was like a stud. When you're in high school and you get sick, everybody comes to see you. You know, I had candy stripers I knew from grammar school. It was Jersey City, so.
The good old days
Yeah,
before social media.
They just drew me the fuck out. They were like, you know what? It's
You'll be
time for you to
fine.
go. Yeah, you'll be fine. Go see your doctor. I never went to see a doctor again. I took acid that night, September 28th. It was the night Larry Homer fought Muhammad Ali. Oh, they heard at Starbucks. You know how many times I go to an audition, I hear this. Like, a lot of people don't like to audition. I like to audition, and I'll tell you why, because I fuck with them.
Because you're funny.
You know, I've ripped my pants out. You know, if you watch, what's that show on CBS that's been on forever? I don't fucking
one?
know, Monday nights.
The Big Bang Theory? Or
The one
How I
before
Met
that. How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
I did you know how I got How I Met Your Mother?
I didn't even know you did it.
Yeah, if you watch the episode, you're like, Joey, you're an extra. I'm an extra. You know why? Because I went into the audition, I had no underwear on. And there was you see these things that pop out of chairs?
Yeah.
The side things, the way you armrest.
Right.
And she goes, get up to read. When I got up to read
pants
from the
came
scene,
down.
the fucking thing got caught in the hole in my pants and my dick came out. All 3 women sat there and I go, did you see the egg roll? And then I lost them for sure. They even told me, they go, you got the job. As I was walking down the street on Fox, my phone rang. My agent goes, go back. You didn't even read. I didn't even read, and they called my agent and said, we love this guy. I went back, and when I
They
went,
loved him 'cause they
didn't
saw
even
your
read.
dick.
They saw the Cuban egg roll, you know.
Well,
but
they were probably not used to someone with confidence that didn't give a fuck.
you know, I went to an audition one time, bro, where the guy I'll never forget this. The guy was a white trash guy. Like, this family moved in. It was a pilot for ABC. And this guy is one of those guys that he had a little circular pool in front of his house. And he was watering shit, but at the same time he had like a thong on. And he's fat. And he's got jewelry on, like one of those guys in like Long Island. You know what I'm saying? So I'll never forget. I get to the audition. All these guys are there. Tony Longo got rest his soul. All these big Italian dudes. And I knew they were going to get the part, bro. I'm like, they're going to get the part. I'm not going to get it. But I had warm-ups on. All right, I had warm-ups on with the string, and I had white tidy whities. And I had a zip-up jacket, and I had to weigh 380. So I walked in. I go, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my pants off. Right? I'm taking my fucking sweats off. Dog, I walk in, and what do you think these two ladies say to me? Hold on 1 second. We'll be with you in a minute. So they turn around. That's my cue, bitch. I took those sweatpants off. I took the shoes off and my socks, and I walked closer, and I took my shirt off. When they turned back around, all I had was boxer shorts on, like the tidy whities. That's it. Tits hanging out, stomach hanging over the underwear. And they did. As soon as they turned around, they were like, "Oh my God!" They're like, "That is terrible. Put your shirt back on." I'm like, "I'm not putting on shit. All right, I'm reading this motherfucker how it is." So you were supposed to like wave and say good morning, and they're like, "Action," and they're like, can't even look at me because I'm completely naked. You know, and they can't even look at me, and I'm making believe I'm flipping burgers, and I look over at them and I go, "Living like a doctor." That's it. They booked me. When I got to the audition, that was the read. Living like a doctor. They even gave me my own line. Half of those auditions I went into, they gave me whatever line I said in the audition. Like, whatever they said wasn't good enough. Like, I go in there with my own fucking line.
Yeah, that's probably why you got it.
Look at Joey. He's just sitting there
you
like
are
a
in the
mook
back.
galore.
That's when you were wearing those big daddy shirts.
Yeah,
all the
look how
time.
big I was.
Jesus Christ, you were enormous back then. That must have been like, what, 2000 then, right?
Yeah, this is 2000, 2002, 2003.
I remember when I met you, like right after I met you, I brought you onto the set of News Radio. Oh, and they were all like, who is this guy?
With the leather jacket on.
Is this guy your friend? Like, I go, that's Joey.
Yeah. Dude, and cocaine. Oh, go back to that vest story, man. So here's what happened. So I would do some cocaine at the house and put on these different vests.
How many did you buy again?
I don't know. I spent too much on them, but I would probably say the priciest one I had was probably about $210. Nice.
Damn.
Yeah. And so I would get fucked up and put these vests on and put on sunglasses and no like Buffalo Bill shit, but at least partying by myself, you know. And one time I was making a smoothie, you know, because I got like a new, I don't know what kind of blender it is, but it's pretty nice. And I was making like a nice smoothie, and I'm fucking coked up, I'm partying, you know, I'm living high on the hog. Got these 2 vests on, maybe, right? And I thought I heard something outside, right? Which is kind of weird to even think of when you have a blender going, right? So I leave out of my apartment to go in the hallway, lock myself out with the blender going. 2:30 in the morning, coked up out of my brain, right? Now I have to go to my landlord, dude, who lives right down the hall.
Oh, no.
And tell him, like, hey, man.
2:30 in the morning? I got locked out. And the blender's on, son. Oh, my God. He must have hated you.
Oh, the blender shorts out and smoke happens. The fire alarm starts going off in the building right as I'm at his door knocking, right?
Oh, my God.
So now he's pissed, and he's like, what's going on? And I didn't know what to say. I told him that I was throwing a late Christmas party, dude. It was fucking end of January.
How old were you at the time?
Huh? Oh, this is 2.5 years ago. So I was 30. I was 35. Bro. So he comes back to my apartment, right? He's fucking pissed. He unlocks the door. There's nobody in there.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, man, but it was fun.
Oh, my God.
That was fun.
How long did you live there for?
I still live there.
Whoa.
Yeah, we've patched. I mean, we kind of. You know, like I've caught him doing some things. So I think we're all even.
How long have you been sober for?
2 years. In 2 weeks, it'll be 2 years.
What was the big thing where you like, I got to get my shit together?
I was going on Opie and Jim when Opie and Jim Norton had a radio show at Sirius, and it was actually on. It's on Ari's that show that he had. This Is Not Happening, and I ended up doing coke all night, driving a taxi. I was in a taxi. The driver, this dude Luigi, got me an escort. I didn't want an escort. We're doing cocaine in like Harlem or something, North Harlem.
You and the cab driver doing coke.
And I was taking a cab from a party to my hotel. And so we end up off on this other excursion. Next thing you know, I'm driving the taxi. He's in the back with the hooker. It's 5:30 in the morning, and I got to be on the radio station at, 6:30 or something. So I get to the radio, and I can't even talk. And Daryl Strawberry's the other guest, right? Who's the baseball player who also had drug problem. But he's like 13 years sober. And so it was this weird moment where like, I thought I was kind of cool, but then here's a man who like, I'd always in my head maybe somewhere thought, oh, that guy's like a cokehead. But then here he is, eloquent, put together, successful. And here I am, I can't even talk. And I'm with two men that I admire, Opie and Jim Norton, just to be honored to be on the show, And so I was like, this is, I'm not making choices. Like there's some unevenness here,
And so what did you do after that? Join a 12-step program?
Join a 12-step program, yeah. And then, so I've been in that then. Since then, it's helped me out,
Instant trauma.
I mean, I have mental illness. I have a cousin who is paranoid schizophrenic, all right? And my dad would tell me I don't know how the fucking second removed shit works. He's my father's first cousin, okay? Still alive. Dude smoked a carton of cigarettes in 3 days.
Whoa.
I mean, we have no idea how he's ever a throat fucking left. But he was really he was a black belt in karate. He was great at lacrosse. He had Hopkins, Syracuse, big schools looking at him. And then he'll tell you, he started doing drugs and he went fucking the Sid Barrett route. He just went off the fucking deep end. And he's permanent disability, diagnosed paranoid schizophrenic. And, we all love him, and he's fucking hilarious. Like, he'll play with it, because sometimes he's on his meds, and you can tell, you're like, oh, you're dialed in right now. He'll start telling family secrets, and I'm like, don't listen to him. Like, no. Right now is when you listen to him. I can see it in your eyes. The other times when he's off looking over here, like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But we would go, like, he had an apartment, and I would go visit him from time to time, and he had poetry and sayings and stuff written all over the wall. And I'm like, what is this? And he's like, well, at night, when I'm home alone, the doctors come in through my window, they drop liquid acid in my ears, and they knock me out, and then they start taking samples of my body. And after they leave, the love of my life comes, and I can't communicate with her. So this is how I communicate with her. These are there for when she comes in to speak for me. And I'm like, holy shit. Yeah. So his windows are nailed shut to keep the doctors out. I'm like, how's that work? And he's like, it's not working. So one day I'm over there, and he's watching TV with the volume all the way down and the radio up. And that's how he's watching this program. And I'm telling you, it started to fucking make sense. And I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here. I got to get out of here, Gary. I am out of here on this.
There's a disease that I'm trying to remember the name of it. But it basically is when people are around schizophrenics for too long, they develop schizophrenia themselves.
Really?
Yeah, there's some people who are sympathetic to it to the point where, God, I want to say it's called allophenia. There's some sort of a disease that occasionally infects people or gets people that visit people in the hospital that are schizophrenia. So someone will come, like a family member will come visit you, and they will get diagnosed and they will get admitted themselves.
And they'll actually develop
they get it. I don't know like to what stage, but apparently it's a potential issue for some people. Because like, look, have you ever been hypnotized?
No.
I thought it was horseshit. To my friend Vinny Shorman, who is a sports hypnotist, he works with a lot of fighters. He hypnotized me. I'm like, whoa, this is real. It just puts you in a very bizarre state.
Do you feel that state?
Yes, you're there. You're awake. You're conscious, but you're in a strange state. It's
You
almost
feel something.
yeah, like you're in a tube of consciousness or something. Like you're in a womb. It's very, very interesting. But I'm listening to him, and he's a friend. I trust him. He's a great guy, so I wasn't weird about it. So I was like, oh yeah, you could do it. Go ahead. Let's see what happens. I was kind of skeptical. I was like, this is horseshit. But have you ever been to one of those hypnotist comedy shows?
No.
My friend Frank Santos, he was a guy who, he's passed away, but he was a big-time comedy hypnotist guy in Boston and in Rhode Island. And he had a show. And I saw his show, man. He used to do like one night a week at Stitches and one night a week at Nick's Comedy Stop. And dude, we would go down there on days off just to watch. It was crazy. He would take people out of the audience, like, who wants to be hypnotized? And he had a weird way of talking. Who wants to be hypnotized? You want to be hypnotized? Come on up, come on up. He was like a round, jolly fella, real friendly, glasses, like totally unassuming. You didn't think he was. And then he would bring these people on stage. And he would just be able to take, sweetie, you're gonna go under. You're gonna fall asleep. You're gonna fall asleep. When I snap my fingers, you're gonna think you are Sally Fields, and right next to you is Burt Reynolds.
Oh yeah,
Smokey and the Bandit.
Say Smokey and the Bandit.
And you would see these people, and they were like, Smokey, we got to get away from the police. Like they really believed. He had this one guy. They
would actually speak like that person.
Oh yeah. They didn't know what they were out of their mind.
Shit.
This one guy, he told the guy. This was the '80s. He told the guy that the guy was having sex with Madonna. He's like, underneath you is Madonna, and you're squeezing her booties, her boobies, and she's naked, and you're about to have sex with her. You're gonna have sex. You're having sex with her right now. And the guy had an orgasm on the stage. He's sitting there on the stage. He's like, and the audience is. I'm talking. People are falling out of their fucking chairs, crying, laughing. You couldn't. But it was real, man. And some people, it wasn't real. Like some people would look at him and he'd go, hey, buddy, look at me. You're not under. Come on, come off the stage. The guy was like, and the guy would climb off the stage. He would know who was under and who wasn't under. I mean, this guy he would work with people who were like trying to quit smoking or trying to quit gambling.
I had a friend that did the smoking thing.
Gambling, booze. Apparently they can do it with a lot of different things, but smoking's a big one. But he just could do it to some people. And I'm telling you, quick. He would do it, and there's fucking 300 people in the room. But he would be like, I'm going to count my fingers from the count of 3. You're in the car, and the police are chasing you. 1, 2, 3. What are you doing now? I'm in the car. The cops are chasing me. And it was just instant, man. I mean, it was some people, they just fall into these states of mind, and they're open to suggestion. Some people can be hypnotized. And this is why some people, I think, join cults. Like, I'm watching the Netflix program, Wild Wild Country.
Yeah.
Fucking
I just
crazy.
started,
Crazy. But some people, I think, are more susceptible to suggestion and more susceptible to cults. And I think that's what's happening. I think that's what's happening with this allophrenia thing, if that's what it's called. I might be remembering that incorrectly. But this thing that being around a schizophrenic person, like whatever weird error their brain is making, your brain tunes into that error, and you start going crazy too.
As soon as that shit made sense, I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here, because he's done he's never hurt anyone, but he's still, these days he's probably in his 60s, not in any kind of shape. But back then, when he still knew martial arts, he was dangerous.
Crazy man.
He was dangerous, but he never hurt anybody. But he knew how to. And so one day, there's Eastern Avenue in Baltimore, is, for lack of a better term, the Ventura Boulevard of Baltimore. Shops everywhere and everything. And there was this one woman that had cut his hair one time, and for him, to touch his head was a big deal for him. So he immediately fell in love with this lady. Her name was Carissa. So he went home and got his guitar. And the thing about this guitar, like, this dude would pawn his bed, his guitar, everything. But that guitar was always out of tune exactly the same way. You understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Okay, so always fucked up, but always consistently fucked up. Every guitar he had, that's how he tuned it. That's how he heard it.
Oh, wow.
So he writes her he writes her a love song, and he wants to go up to her shop and now sing it for her. So he goes up, he stands out in front of the shop, and he gets her attention. He's got his guitar, and he's gone. It starts off where he goes, Chris, I love you. In Baltimore accents. Her name's Carissa, but he says Chrissa, okay? Chris, I love you. Chris, I need you. Then he goes, Chris, don't die. Chris, don't cry because I want to die. Chris, don't. And she's freaking out like, what the fuck? Yeah, like your eyes. So they call the police. He gets arrested.
Oh, no.
But he doesn't understand why he's arrested. In his mind, what did I do wrong? I just wrote a beautiful song for someone I care about, and I wanted to share it with her. So my cousins, all of us were like, we got to go to court and watch this. This is going to be fantastic because he's got to go to court. So they bring him out from the back.
Oh, no.
And he stands up, and it's a female judge. And his mom, my Aunt Marguerite, she's my great aunt, my grandmom's sister, but it's extended family big time. And we're all there watching. And the judge says, ask the girl her side of things. And she's like, well, this happened. And she's like, would you like to speak on your behalf? And he's like, I just don't understand what I did wrong. I wrote a song for someone I care about, and I just wanted to share it. And she's like, would you mind sharing some of the lyrics? And we're all like, oh, shit. And he fucking, Chris, I love you. Chris, I need you. Chris, don't cry because I want to die. She goes, okay, that's enough. That's enough. And then they're about to let him go because they understand they're going to put a restraining order. He's under supervision, but they're about to let him go. And she goes, oh, wait a second. There's still an open charge here on the books. So we're going to have to take you back today. He starts losing his shit. Like, what? My Aunt Marguerite stands up, and to a judge, she goes, hun, we dropped those charges. Everyone calls people hun in Baltimore. She goes, hun, we dropped those charges. That lady said, first of all, you don't call me hun. I am a judge. You address me as your honor. We're all like, Aunt Marguerite got schooled by the judge. And they fucking took him back, and he was screaming, going up.
Did they the family put a charge on him?
Yeah, he would do things like he would show up to their place in a cab. Demand they pay for it. They didn't. He'd throw a brick through the window. So they had him. They had him arrested for that.
Jesus Christ.
And they really did drop the charges, but it was just a clerical error that never made it to the paperwork. And she's like, I got to do what I got to do. We're taking you back today. And they were pulling him back, and he was going nuts.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So that
Jesus
ended up that
Christ.
fucking haircut. But he would say shit to me. He would swear to me that nurses would give him head in the hospital. He would, and part of the time you're like, I don't know. But one that really blew my mind was, he had this scab on his stomach, and he was like, they keep coming in and cutting me and testing me. They're taking me to the doctor today, Ryan. I think I got something. I think I got a disease in that cut. I'm like, what are you going to do? He's like, I got a plan. So I talked to him later that day, and I'm like, what did you do about that disease, man? He goes, you know what I did with that scab? I picked it off and threw it away. He thought, like the scab held the disease. Yeah, and you could just pick it off and flick it away and be like, that shit's gone. AIDS is out of here now.
Can you imagine? Wow.
But that's where he gets. And I talk about it, people are like, it's not funny, and it's not. Mental illness is obviously not funny, but the shit he would do, we would take him, so it would be me and my two brothers, his daughter and two sons on Christmas Eve. We'd go over, we'd take him a plate of food, we'd hang out with him for a little while and shit, and there'd be times where he's like, you guys got a joint? We're like, we shouldn't be smoking, weed. He's like,
Was
just give me a
schizophrenic
joint.
guy?
So we give him a joint.
Oh, no.
And he smokes it. And now we're driving back to my aunt's in the city, which is 12 minutes away. We get back. What are you all giving him weed? He would rat us out. He's like, they came over, gave me that food, thanks. And by the way, they gave me a big fat joint. So then we would play that. Why you listen to his crazy ass? Nobody gave him, like we all had to be on the same team. Oh, he would come to my grandmother's house when I lived with her. He'd sit in a chair, and he smokes cigarettes like this. I mean, he doesn't pull it any farther away than about 3 inches from his mouth, and not just down. And he'll go through 3 packs. His mom died of breast cancer, and she would say all the time, I don't know how he even has a fucking throat left, and I'm dying of cancer over here, and he's still alive. Still alive, smoking cigarettes like that too. Still smoking cigarettes like that.
Chain.
A carton in 3 days. What is a carton? I don't even know. 20 packs? That's
that what
roughly
it is?
7 packs a day, something like that. A day for decades. For decades.
That's so crazy. Oh, my God. That is so crazy. Now, do you remember
decades.
what he was like before he was schizophrenic?
I don't, because when I was a kid, he was already gone. But my dad loved him and would bring him out to the house because he was safe. He was just crazy. He would say shit, and he'd be like,
Just don't give him a brick.
Yeah, don't. That's right. Be nice. Don't give him a fucking brick. But my dad would tell me all the time he was a phenomenal athlete. Like I said, great at karate. He had a black belt. He was
Did he get hit
great
in the
at
head?
lacrosse. No, just he tried to tell me. So Highlandtown is the area where my aunt never. It's the old Greek town in Baltimore. It's not. It's Greek is long gone in that neighborhood, but that's where he grew up. And he would try to tell me that Highlandtown was the Haight-Ashbury in Baltimore. I was like, get the fuck out of here with that garbage. But he was doing acid, early, 11, 12, and he'd dabble. I think he said that early. And then eventually after, like, into the college years, the 20s, he really fucking ramped it up. And
So he was
told me
fine before that?
Yeah, 100%.
He
He
that's
made
a
himself
common
crazy.
Story. The common story is people that have a tendency to schizophrenia, or maybe they have a likelihood of developing it later in their life. Acid trips, mushroom trips, heavy psychedelics tend to bring out schizophrenia. They tend to make it manifest.
So maybe he was ripe for it because there's no other mental illness in the family. It's just
Really?
him.
Just
it's just
him.
him.
Yeah, man. I think especially when you're young. Think about how many people have had horrible, horrible acid trips, just taken way too much and tried to fight it and just been fucked up for days and weeks, and then you still feel slippery. Life feels weird even after those trips. I had a DMT trip one time that fucked me up for a couple weeks. Like for a couple weeks afterwards, I'd be driving my car and I'd be thinking, there's going to be a car that's going to launch itself off the fucking the oncoming lane and fly right into me. I was thinking, I had this image that was going to be upside down and the car was going to hit the windshield.
Flying upside down,
flying
coming into
upside
you?
down and just slant.
For weeks after this?
Yeah, weeks afterwards.
So
And
that's
I
why
think
I'm scared of that shit.
It's because he's very physically strong.
It's a strange comparison to make, but back in the day, I used to hang out a lot with Dennis Rodman when he was playing for the Bulls, and he had freakish strength, kind of similar body, like very long.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't look at him and think muscles.
Right.
And Rodman could pick a 250-pound man up with one hand and lift him over a rope. I saw him do it at a club. Some guy was acting up, and Dennis just reached over the guy, picked him up like this.
Jesus.
And then even people would remember, NBA fans, Dennis used to guard. Dennis used to guard Shaq. One-on-one.
Yeah.
And that was when Shaq was, 340 or something?
Right.
Dennis would and that was when they had the whole thing, you couldn't use your hand, you had the elbow and all that
Yeah.
stuff. He guarded him one-on-one. Freakish strength. And you're like, you look at him, you think, how is that possible?
Yeah.
Some guys just have that weird, whatever that is.
It's a lot of times it's those long guys too. Something is about long limbs and leverage, and it's like they have this. As long as they have a certain amount of muscle with those long limbs and long
there it is.
leverage.
I mean, look at this. Okay,
freakish.
and this is like the era I'm hanging out with Dennis. I mean, look at Dennis's size compared to Shaq.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's crazy.
if you didn't know it was Dennis Rodman, it was just some NBA scrub, right? You would think there's no way that guy's going to guard him one-on-one, especially Shaq in his prime. There's no way.
Yeah. Rodman's a crazy guy. It's interesting.
Speaking crazy, can I tell you a funny story?
Please.
I got a good story.
Yeah.
So, used to hang out a lot with Dennis, and hadn't seen him for years. Was at a restaurant in Chicago not too long ago, and somebody said, "Oh, you guys are friends with Dennis, right?" Yeah. Oh, he's upstairs. Oh, really? We go upstairs. Dennis is crying. Oh my God, I miss you guys. Me and my buddy, we're hanging out with them, telling old stories. 7 or 8 years haven't seen him. It's great. Like when you see a buddy you really love and it's really affectionate. And Dennis is one of those people. At some point, he just gets up and he wanders away. I think he's going to take a piss. Okay. About 10 minutes goes by. I say to the waitress, "Did Dennis leave?" "Yeah, he left." "Oh, okay. I just figure he's gone. It's just the way he is."
Right.
He wouldn't even say goodbye. Just gone. I get up the next morning. I turn the television. Dennis Rodman's in North Korea. Okay. By the way, I spent an hour and a half with him. He didn't say anything about going to North Korea. Right?
God.
So I turn on the television. It's like, very controversial. Dennis Rodman's in North Korea. So I text my buddy. And I say, "Have you seen the news?" "No, what?" I say, "Turn on the television." And he said, "What channel?" And I said, "It doesn't matter." And 2 minutes goes by. Holy fuck. Because he went through the same thing,
Wow. Yeah. What is his deal with that North Korean dude? He just goes over there and hangs out with them. And
Dennis
plays
is
basketball?
really a genuine, a naive-hearted person. So in my best understanding is he truly believes he can affect the world in a positive way.
So
There's
he really
nothing.
feels like
Dennis. There's not a bad bone in Dennis's body.
Wow.
Dennis has his issues, but he's not a bad-hearted guy. So in his kind of crazy ideological frame, he actually thinks he's helping.
So he thinks he can go over there and talk some sense into that guy.
Or by playing basketball, whatever he's.
Yeah, that's just so strange.
it's not a good. That's not a good shot. I mean, you know what I mean. It's not a good look. But
yeah, I mean, he's hanging around with a murderous dictator, hoping for the best.
But that's what I mean about the naivete, and I don't mean to cast shade on Dennis. I really love Dennis. He's been nothing but a total sweetheart to me in my life. But Dennis would, in a very naive way, believe that he's actually helping.
It's a very gangster move to go over there, though. I mean, it seems
But that's
dangerous.
where the other side of Dennis, it makes a certain sense. It's like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Remember when he was dressing up in drag, and it's like, I'll be that guy.
Yeah.
So it sort of works in his. Again, I'm not trying to speak for him, but
he was one of my favorite guys in Celebrity Rehab because he was like working out every day, drinking water.
Dude, I used to go into the Bulls locker room after games, and he would work out after games.
Really?
We go because we were going to go out clubbing or whatever, and you go in the locker room, and he'd be working out. And we have to sit and wait for him to work out for another 40 minutes after the game. And he played. It wasn't like he had a knee injury. I mean, he played the whole game.
Like what kind of workouts? Lifting weights or something?
Treadmill, whatever he was doing.
Wow.
And it wasn't like light stretching. It was like energizing. And then we go out and stay out all night.
Jesus.
You want a quick story? So I'm hanging out with the Bulls. It's the first time they're playing Utah. It's a series the Bulls probably should have lost, but they didn't. It's the famous game the famous series where Michael had the flu and scored 36 points. I don't know if you know that game. It's like one of the most famous games. Michael legit had crazy flu and scored 36, and they won the game, and they won the series. So in between one of those games, Dennis knows some billionaire. There's a day off. We get on the billionaire's plane, and we fly to Vegas. We stay out all night gambling. And this is Dennis, rubbing dice on people's bodies and throwing the dice so drunk they're bouncing out of the craps pit, and I mean, just total mess. And you're thinking, how is this going to help us win a championship? Very much a fan mentality. I'm thinking, naively, I'm going to kind of rein him in. So we stay out all night. We get up we never go to bed. We fly on the private plane back to make the morning press shoot around back in Utah. So we've only been in Vegas for like 8 hours. So 9 a.m. I'm sitting in the stands. I haven't slept at all. They do the shoot around, and Dennis walks up and says, "Let's go back." Go back where? The hotel? No, let's go back to Vegas. So after the morning shoot around, drove to the airport to fly commercial because now the billionaire's not flying him back again, and gets on a plane commercial, and is giving me shit because I don't want to go back to Vegas with him.
Jesus Christ.
On the off day. And this is during the NBA Finals. So through some sort of weird, how the world works, I end up somewhere. I go to play miniature golf or something in Park City, Utah, where the Bulls were staying. And Phil Jackson and his family just happened to be there on like an off day. And Phil's given me the look of death, because I'm the one responsible for Dennis going to Vegas.
The rock star dragged him to party, and
I'm
you
the bad
ruined
guy.
it. Oh, that's hilarious.
And I'm thinking, you don't understand. I'm the one to tell him not to go. I want to win a championship,
Did
or at
you
least
tell
I want.
him?
No, what are you going to say to Phil Jackson? Have you ever met Phil Jackson?
No.
Phil Jackson's an intimidating guy. I mean, he plays very zen on TV, but in person, he's very intimidating. 6'7", 6'8".
And he was legitimately upset at you?
Let's just say it wasn't a nice encounter. And I love Phil Jackson. I mean, I love those years. I love those teams, and I was lucky to be around them a lot. I used to say, look, watching this team's like 1927 Yankees. I mean, you will look back very fondly on this time and to even be in that bubble at all, and it was awesome. But yeah, I mean, catching shade from Phil Jackson at the height of the Bulls thing, it was just so funny. And I'm playing miniature golf, and this is so uncomfortable.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
You know that what that guy's going through right now, the ranter, when he's like in the groove, and the other guy's like, I got some funny shit to say too, and just shits on his rant. When you see guys at a bar and one guy just starts talking over the other guy, and They lift on their toes and get louder and louder.
Yeah, because there's a chick there and they're trying to score.
That's the worst. Did you ever have a friend that would insult you when girls were around?
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
I had a friend fucking knock me down once.
with a punch.
Well, there was a lake near my house growing up, and we used to skate there. It was fucking unbelievable. I grew up in Tarrytown, New York, and we had this reservoir that actually feeds New York City. It's like the main reservoir for the water, drinking water in New York City. And so it would freeze in the winter, and then they had this shack, this big fucking wooden shack, twice the size of this room. And it had benches, and it had a little snack bar, hot chocolate and hot dogs.
Oh, nice.
Then you go outside, and there's like a wooden steps going down into the lake with telephone poles they put, and this is a big fucking lake. Telephone poles around half the circumference of the perimeter of the lake with spotlights and radio speakers. And they would crank fucking pop music, and you'd go out there until 11 o'clock at night. We'd hide 6-packs in the snow on the banks of the lake. We'd go out there. We're in 7th and 8th grade, drinking a couple beers, hitting on chicks. And so I'm out there one night, and then during the day we play hockey all fucking day. They had metal nets they would put out, and they would use a plow to plow the snow to make rinks out of the fucking snow on the ice.
Whoa.
It was insane. And this was before global warming. That shit froze by Christmas, and we were skating in March every fucking year.
March?
Well, early March.
How do you know when to stop?
Well, it's 3 feet thick.
But how do you know when it's not 3 feet thick?
They tell you that the town tests it.
Wow.
There's another shack on top of the hill where they have spotters. There's guys that are guys skating with jackets that are the rink guys. And so anyway, I'm there and I'm talking to this chick from the next town over. Celine was her name. I remember this. Deep voice, brown eyes, real fucking Italian girl. That was my type. Little plump Italian. And I'm talking to her, and all of a sudden I get fucking knocked down. This kid, Chris Spencer, had skated towards me and just checked me. And I fell down, hit my head, couldn't get up for a little bit. And I was like, what the and my friends were laughing. I was like, what the fuck was that? And Chris was like trying to break into our little circle of friends. And he was this big dude, and he lifted weights. And that was his way of like getting into the group, was to fucking knock me down while I was talking to Celine. And I tried to fight him later after, when I had my sneakers on, and thankfully somebody broke it up. He would have fucking killed me. But cut to, and Celine liked me at the time. Cut to, what was it? Halloween, the following year. We're running around, and somebody sprayed shaving cream in my eyes, and so I chased him down, and it was somebody dressed as a bum. Knock him down, sitting on top of him, punching him in the face. People start grabbing me, screaming, "Dude, it's a girl!" So I fucking run away. Turns out it was Celine.
Oh, no.
And guess what? Guess who had a bigger crush on me now?
Her?
Yeah.
After you beat her ass?
Tell me about her fucking childhood.
Whoa. Really?
Yep.
So what happened? Did you have to apologize?
No, she was in the next town, so I didn't really. I just ducked out of seeing her.
How many times did you hit her?
I think a few times. She's a girl.
Jesus Christ.
You know. She couldn't fucking.
Why did she spray you in the face? Did she know it was you?
No, we used to all run around we would take shaving cream and we
Right.
put aerosol tops on a Barbasol can, and then we'd spray each other. You know, when you came home, you
Right.
were covered. You were a snowman when you came home.
Right.
And we'd have eggs, and we'd slap each other in the forehead with an egg, and we'd run around. There's always one asshole who had Nair, and then you'd have to go home early because he sprayed fucking Nair on your head. So she sprayed shaving cream in my eyes. Couldn't see that well.
Wow.
And I knocked her around a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah. My first
Wow.
domestic abuse charge.
I heard a girl punch me on the bus once.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a weird thing, man. When I was 14, I got on the bus for the 13-year-olds, like the junior high school bus. And there was this guy who actually became a buddy of mine later. He was young back then. Muggsy Malone. And
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. He was a tiny little dude. At the time, I think he's 2 years younger than me. And anyway, some girl was mad at me for something. I don't remember what happened. But she started throwing punches at me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I block her punches. And then I looked down, and the dude was like right behind her. And he said something to someone else, said something to him, and he looked at me and goes, "Yeah, I ain't afraid of you either." And I was like, all right. I'm like, just what the fuck ever, man. It's like,
can I fight this girl before I fight you, Muggsy?
I just fucked up. I was new to the town, and I don't know what happened, what she was mad at me for, but I remember blocking punches by some girls trying to beat my ass. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And this little dude mad at me, too.
But Muggsy Malone, was he wearing a little newsy cap? Was he from the 1940s?
I'm super lucky I never hit that girl back, because it turned out she wound up dating my friend Mark, who was the captain of the wrestling team, like afterwards, like after this, and he would have killed me. He was an animal, and he was a couple of years older than us. Like I was 14, he was 17. He was a senior, and he was like one of the best wrestlers in the state. He was an animal. He smoked cigarettes in between wrestling practice. He would be in wrestling practice, and that girl that tried to beat my ass, she would open up the door, and he would go outside, and like it was winter time out, and he would like take a couple of drags of a cigarette.
Really?
Yeah. While he was wrestling, like at a really high level, he was smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
He was like a thug / athlete. Interesting. Like a legitimate bad motherfucker, like an animal. He was an animal wrestler. Made me realize, like real early on, like wrestling practice made me realize like how hard some people work out. I had no idea how hard some people work out.
Yeah.
Because I had taken like karate classes before, and I had played baseball, but I never did anything like wrestling.
Yeah.
In my first days of wrestling class, I remember thinking, what the fuck? You guys work this hard? We have to go upstairs? We have to carry someone on our back and climb up stadium stairs? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, why? What? We're doing what? We're doing endless drills. We're firemen carrying each other back and forth across the fucking gym and racing each other and constant live drills with wrestling. I would leave there. I could barely walk. I was so tired. I didn't do any homework while I was wrestling.
Yeah.
Then I just wound up doing no homework ever.
That's true. With wrestling, it really fucks up your grades. You come home annihilated. You're hungry as shit.
I just want to sleep.
And then did you have to try to lose weight for meets?
I did, but I wound up stopping doing it because my friend Steven was wrestling at 128 pounds, and he was a better wrestler than me, so I went up to 134, which is basically like what I weighed when I was 14. Or 15, whatever I was. So it was pretty easy. I didn't have to cut any weight at all. But then I cut weight for Taekwondo. When I stopped wrestling and then I started fighting in Taekwondo, I cut a lot of weight up until I was 17. And then when I was 17, I was still trying to make 140 pounds. But I'd be walking around at like 150 something, and I would just starve myself and dehydrate myself. It was terrible. Really fucked with my performance.
Yeah.
And then I stopped doing it, and I went up to 154. And when I went up to 154, I became way better. That was when I got better.
Yeah.
Like, I was holding myself back by the dieting. And I think that's a big factor with wrestlers. But one thing with wrestlers is that their mental toughness, because of that weight cutting, it's almost worth it. Because it's super bad for your health to cut a lot of weight, but those guys who can do it and still compete, they have the ability to push through discomfort and just have a drive to win that very few sports can match. Because very few sports will the athlete compete in a state of like uncomfort as much as wrestlers do. They're just dieting, starving themselves, dehydrating themselves, and still going out there like fucking savages. So it's just a different kind of sport, man. Different kind of sport. But anyway, that girl basically beat my ass. I mean, she didn't really beat my ass, but part of me
she was younger than you, too.
I think she was my age.
Yeah.
She was on the bus, too. She was, like, taking the bus back. But I was thinking, I better not punch this girl. And, oh, my God, I'm so glad I didn't.
I got smacked by a gay kid in 8th grade.
Oh, shit. You got pimp slapped?
I got pinched this black kid, Keith. He was really effeminate, and so we used to tease him. Yeah, I'm not proud of it, but, like, at that age, you just kind of did. It was like, you know, I'm embarrassed by it. Like, I used to, cock your wrist and say shit. And he turned around and fucking smacked me across the face. And he stunned me. I was like, holy shit. And I didn't know what to do because he was part of a family. There was projects in Tarrytown, and there were cousins, and there were families that had a lot of cousins. And his cousins were some badass motherfuckers, the Davises.
Oh, no.
And so this isn't to say I necessarily would have hit him after that for a number of reasons, one of which I was not that tough. I was pretty tough with girls on Halloween. But I think I was just so shocked.
Did you know that you deserved it? Did you have a feeling?
I got hit a lot as a kid, and I deserved it most of the time. I got punched in the face in Times Square when I was about 14, drinking
my
Southern
God.
Comfort. I walked past some guy who was like some fucking homeless drug addict who was like coughing up a loogie. And so I started coughing really hard too, making fun of him. He came back and punched me right in the face.
Whoa. You don't want to get beat up by a junkie when you're a
No,
teenager.
not in the days of AIDS.
Oh, that's right.
Could have been an AIDSy punch. No, I used to get smacked around. I was
AIDS-y
such a
punch.
fucking asshole. I was such a wise ass. Because I was the smallest kid. So that was how I fit in. I was the funny guy who made fun of everybody. I would pick fights because then my friends would fight the fights. I was that guy.
Well, certain things that kids like when they're growing up, and one of the big ones is things happening. We like action.
Yeah.
We like something happening. If Fitzy's going to go fuck with that guy, and then
Yeah.
we're going to kick his ass. Like,
Because we're bored.
Yeah.
We had no fucking
love
internet.
doing
We had
stuff
no
like that.
phones. We stood on a street corner for 5 hours. That was Saturday night.
my friend Kenny would just start fights with people. He would just go find someone, like at a bus stop, and just start beating his ass.
No
Yeah.
shit.
He would just
Really?
go, come on, we're fighting. Yeah, he was crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah, I watched him fight. I watched him get his ass kicked. He did it once with this guy, and the guy knew how to fight. The guy was beating his ass.
Good.
Yeah. He's just crazy.
What's the kid's name?
Kenny.
What was his deal?
He was just nuts. He was older than us. He's like one or 2 years older than us.
Big guy?
Nope, not particularly big. Just fucking tough as nails. He had a boxing tattoo on his arm. Like I think he had a Tasmanian devil with boxing gloves on, but he didn't really box.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things. Like never made it to an actual gym. Like maybe a couple of times.
Yeah.
But would just start fights and wasn't really that good at it.
Yeah.
He was just crazy. He was crazy and he wanted to fight. And he realized that with his limited mentality and view of the world, that the most fun that he had was when he was fighting. So it's like, well, that means we fight. And so he just would want to fight all the time. Like one time my dog got hit by a car. It was really sad, man. I lived on a busy street and my dog, I opened the door and she got super excited to go for a walk. And I didn't have her on a leash, and she ran out into the street. I just didn't anticipate her running. She was usually pretty good about it. And she ran out and she got nailed by a car.
Jesus.
It was so sad. She died right in front of me. I carried her back into the house, and she shit herself. Like that's when I knew something. I still didn't know something was wrong. But looking back, I would have known. She just shit all over the kitchen, and I was like, I can't believe she shit herself. Like what? Like why? She never shits in the house. And then she just slowly slipped away, just lied down, and just stopped breathing, man. She just bled from the inside, internal bleeding. She got hit by a Volkswagen Bug.
What kind of dog?
She was a mix. She was boxer, and I think she had some German Shepherd in her too. Sweet dog. Sad shit, man. It was sad shit. It was a real bummer, man. It was a real bummer. But anyway, I told Kenny, I'd never had it. I mean, I'd had dogs die. We had a dog that we adopted that had distemper. We wound up having to put it to sleep, started going crazy. It was an adult dog. Not adult, but it was over a year old. And it was a Doberman, and it just started barking at us and snarling its teeth, and it just started losing its mind. And we got it to calm down enough we could get a leash on it and brought it to a vet, and the vet said it had distemper. We had to put it down. So I'd had that happen before, but I'd never seen a dog die in front of me. It was sad shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I tell Kenny, he's like, we're fighting. That's it. Come on out. We're fighting, Rogan. You're fucking fighting. No excuses tonight. And we drove around, and he like wanted me to pick fights with people. I'm like, dude, I'm not fucking fighting anybody.
Oh, because
man.
that's the way he would deal with his emotions.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Sadness, fight. Anger, fight.
Looking for excitement, fight. And then it's also, there's a thing about young guys where young guys always want to be the crazy one. Like, oh, Mike's the fucking craziest. Right. Mike's fucking crazy. Mike doesn't give a fuck. And it becomes like a social status among young, especially, we were talking about this before the podcast. Everybody our age was like a latchkey kid. Everybody our age had a mom and a dad that worked, and they opened the fucking door in the morning, and you were off to the races.
Yeah.
You went to school, after school, they weren't home for hours, right?
Yeah.
You did a bunch of shit by yourself. And most of the time, we're around other fucking savages our age. So it's the abstract influence of the parents on the children that is really like giving you your experience for who you are as a young person.
Yeah.
You're experiencing how these people taught their kids and what the result was, because you're around the kids all the time. You're not around your parents.
No, they say that you're raised by your peers. After about the age of 12, you're basically, your parents are out.
Yeah.
You're raised by your peers.
Yeah, you're constantly with your friends in school. You're constantly with your friends in any activities you have.
You're
play
looking
sport.
for their validation instead of your parents' validation.
Exactly. And with my friends, it was always, who's the sickest fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, Mike's a sick fuck. You know, oh, Steve's the sickest fuck. He doesn't give a fuck. He's crazy. And there was like a value in that because everybody was scared. That was really at the bottom line of it. We're all young men. And we're on our way to becoming adults, and no one knows what the fuck they're going to do. And we have a few friends that have graduated high school, and they're losers now, and like, shit, that might be me. Like, that was the big cloud that was always hanging over everybody's head. What are you doing after high school? What are you doing after high school? And it was like this impending date of doom that was coming up. So everybody was scared all the time.
Yeah.
And everybody wanted to be a man. They wanted to prove themselves. They wanted to be something special, and no one felt special. You know, everybody felt like a fucking loser. You know, we're all like waiting to become an adult so you could get a job like all these other people you knew that were around you, or escape, or figure out a way to escape.
Yeah, and then there's always the community college. Like, people go, well, you know, I'll probably end up, when you hear I'll probably end up at the community college, that's going to be one semester and out.
I did that. I went to Mass Bay Community College. I did it after a whole year. I took a whole year off. And I only went back to school because I didn't want people thinking I was a loser. So I did like maybe one semester at Mass Bay. I don't even think I finished the semester. And then I left and went to UMass. UMass Boston had this like adult education program where you didn't have to have a GED or a, not GED, SAT, because I never took my SATs. So when I graduated from high school, I'm like, I am never going to school again. Like, fuck this. But I got so tired of feeling like a fucking loser. Like, when I tell people I would always say I was taking a year off. Yeah, but it really, I just had no direction. All I was doing was like doing martial arts and competing. And I just was so terrified of what the fuck the future laid. And so I went to UMass for like 3 years, but not like 3 full years. It was like there was still a lot of credits to be acquired if I was going to graduate. And I just was wasting my time. I was barely paying attention. I was completely half-assing whatever project we had. And then I was realizing, like, why am I wasting my time?
Yeah.
And then I got some letter saying that I couldn't come back with the grades that I had unless I came up with some very compelling reason. So they wanted me to make an argument for why they should include me back in the class. And I wrote out in handwritten, because back then no one had a fucking typewriter, this total bullshit letter. This ridiculous, like, persuasive, bullshitty letter about how important education is to me and how important it means. And then I realized, like, the amount of effort that I put writing this bullshit letter to keep these people from kicking me out of their school, which I wasn't paying attention to, far exceeds any effort that I ever put on any project ever in class.
Yeah.
And then I realized, okay, whatever I'm going to do with my life, it's not going to involve doing this.
Yeah.
It's not going to involve someone else dictating my schedule.
Yeah.
Like, for whatever reason.
And you're like, clearly I can write.
Yeah.
Clearly I can bullshit.
I can think.
Maybe comedy.
Yeah. Well, I had a conversation with a science teacher. This science teacher, and it was the same kind of thing. I mocked him in class. Not necessarily mocked him, but I brought up something that was contrary to what he was teaching. He was talking about Lake Erie being a dead lake. And I said, listen, man, they had a documentary on PBS last night about Lake Erie making a resurgence. And these scientists have figured out these new ways to minimize water pollution and all this shit. And like, other kids were looking at me like, what the fuck? And he got pissed at me. He got really pissed at me, and he said, you're undermining my class and this and that. I go, hey, man, you're teaching old shit.
Yeah.
Are you teaching old? This is on TV, man. This is on TV like yesterday.
Yeah.
And I had a conversation with him afterwards, and because I had to talk to him in order to get back in the class. He kicked me out of the class. And he said 2 things. He said, one, first of all, I don't know whether or not that was the case, whether or not it's true. And if I allow you to just interrupt my class and chime in something like that, and it's not true, I haven't fact-checked it, you're telling the whole class, and I don't know if you're right or you're wrong or you're making things up, but you're interrupting my class. That's the point. If you have something to tell me about it, maybe you could tell me about it after the class, and then I can go and look it up, and then maybe I can correct the class. He goes, but 2, in interrupting the class, you showed yourself to be more articulate and more intelligent than you ever showed ever in the entire semester. So you're totally half-assing everything you do. Like, you're writing, everything, paper you turn in, every test you do, every time I call upon you for a question, totally half-assed that. But when you wanted to correct me on something, all of a sudden you knew all the words, you knew how to form the sentence correctly, you knew how to say it with the right impact. He's like, your focus is off. I was like, God damn, that dude's on the money. And I realized, I'm like, yeah, so I'm not stupid, right? I can't listen.
I can't do it their way. I got to do it my way, right?
But I could. I just didn't. I grew up not having any direction.
Yeah.
So if someone doesn't tell you what to do all your life, like essentially you just out free. I would go fishing. I'd hang out with my friends in the fucking woods. We just go find shit to do. And then all of a sudden you're in school and they're telling you everything you have to do all day. Like, I'm not ready for that. I'm not
Not
equipped
only
for
that,
it.
like, you're sitting in, I'm fucking shocked when my kid tells me about it. I go, what was your schedule today? Well, at 8:15, we sat down for 15 minutes for homeroom. Then at 8:30, I go to my first class, which is an hour and 15 minutes. Then we get 5 minutes off, and we go to another class that's 2 hours. They got these long fucking classes, and it goes like that till 3 o'clock. They get like 25 minutes for lunch, and they're sitting, boys with fucking chemicals racing through their bodies, and girls at the next desk with fucking short shorts and cleavage and little brown titties sticking up. When the breeze hits them and they get a little bit of goosebumps on the inside of the cleavage, and that cross, Jesus, is just wedged right in between those two brown fucking
the Italian
tits.
horn.
The Italian horn. And it's got glitter on it.
You remember the people who wore the Italian horn?
Yeah.
Oh my
Right.
God. How about charm bracelets?
Charm bracelets. Yeah.
Ah.
The fucking flip-flops, her little
And then
toes. She
after-
just painted them.
Ooh, the toes. Very important. A girl doesn't take care of her toes. You
No.
can't trust her with her pussy.
Oh, fuck yeah. Show me
Sorry,
your feet.
ladies. I hate to do this on Equal Pay Day. I've gotten better at that as I've gotten older. I'm better at forgiving people and not holding grudges and not being upset at people. And if I see someone that I had a problem with in the past, just give them a hug. I don't care.
Yeah.
I think it's not healthy to carry around grudges.
And it make you feel good sometimes
Yeah,
too.
it feels real good. And
I
it
agree.
feels real bad to keep that hate and anger inside of you. It festers away, and you think of, well, if he says this, then I'm going to say that. And, fuck him, and he shouldn't have done this. Well, I shouldn't have done that. But I only did that because he did this. And you have these little stupid arguments in your head instead of just saying hi and just being friendly or saying you're sorry or saying, hey, man, I don't have a problem with you.
There's a guy that a few years ago I drove my car on the street in Montreal. It's like in the evening. I see a tall guy coming at me, and he begged for money. Put down my window. This guy, I swear it's true story, is the guy that used to bully me in school.
Whoa.
I say, I don't want to say his name, but I say, hey, wait a second. I park my car, park the car, go talk to him. I say, what the hell you doing here, man? He's like, and he thought I would be angry because when he see me, he saw his reaction, like shoot, like now I'm world champion,
Right.
like I can beat him up,
Right.
Back in the day, he was like 3 years older than me, was bigger, he was beating me up in the bus, this guy. Now he see me, he's like kind of a scare. I get out of my car, he don't know if he should run or not. So I go to him, I say, what you do here, man? He's like, you. He's like, yeah, I know, but things doesn't go well for me, I'm like, I was like, all right. It's like, man, you're a tall guy, you're good looking. It's like, what you doing here, man? It's like, I give him what I have left on me, like I don't remember, like 100 something. I give him. I say, get out of here, man. It's like, you're full of potential. It's like, get out of here, man. Like, when I was young, and when I wanted to be like you're a tall guy, man. You're good looking. It's like full of potential. So I shake his eyes, like, no problem. And then he say, thank you, George. You get out, then I don't hear about him. Few months later, I go to my parents' house for having dinner. Then my dad say, hey, who come to the house a few days ago? This guy. I'm like, yeah, I met him. He said, yeah, he said you met him in the street, but now he said he came to thank you. He wanted to talk to you, but I said you don't live here, and I didn't want to give you a number. But he said, look, George, he talked to me. And he said he changed my life. Now I have a job and I feel good. I just want to say thank you to him. And it feels so good. Like,
Wow.
just when I met him and I didn't get angry at him, like, because it was still there. He did very bad stuff to me when I was young, but when I see him, it made me feel good. Kind of a relief now.
Yeah.
And this guy, when I was young, he was beating me up in the bus all the time. He was ridiculizing me. I had like Adidas pants that you can tie it like this. He was like taking off. So I was like an underwear in front of everybody, in front of the girl. He was beating me up all the time. And he was stronger than me. He was like 3-4 years older than me. And he was tall and strong guy. He's a hockey player back in the day. And yeah, I couldn't beat him. Even with martial art, he was always stronger than me. He hurt me a lot, like back in the day. So my dad, one time I got beat up in the bus. So I told him, because I came back with a black eye. One time in my life, I told my dad what happened. I never said anything, but I said my dad, I said, yeah, he's a guy in the bus, he beat me up. He said, I tell him the name of the guy. So my dad, what he did, he found out I'm from countryside, so everybody knows who everybody lives. He goes to the house, talk to the dad, he say, listen, stop, can you tell your son to stop hitting my son in the bus because he need to be focused on the school? And the dad, when my dad came back, he said, hey, I want to talk to his dad, he's gonna stop. So he said his dad was like drinking and stuff, and he was beating the shit out of his son. So the way this guy learned to communicate through his dad was beating him up. He was drunk and beating him up. That's the way he was communicating with me. He was beating me up because he learned the same way from his dad to communicate. So I was just happened to be at the the wrong time at the right time in his life at the perfect. I was the guy that was getting beat. So when we say good and bad, he was not a bad person. To my version of life, from my perspective, he was a terrible person back then. He was terrible. I wanted to kill him. He made my school time miserable, man. I was humiliated all the time. I was getting beat up, and I was very proud person. So I used to go fight him all the time because I was proud. And at one point, I fought him so many times. He said, this guy is completely insane. I stopped bothering him because I was never giving up, even though I was getting beat up all the time. But to my own eyes, he was a bad person. But through his eyes, it was a different story. And through his father, was a different story. Everybody was a different story.
Yeah.
It's just to say that when I met him, that what we talk about, it feels so good. Just to meet him in the street and make kind of a peace and give him money. Like, yeah, you beat me up, you didn't. But you know what? Even though you did that, I give you the money. And now it make me feel like I'm kind of a revenge. Yeah. Better than a revenge. It make me feel like, yeah, man, you see, without me, you wouldn't have nothing maybe to sleep or eat tonight. So I give it to you. I still give it to you if you do that to me. That make me feel much better than if I would like beat him up.
Yeah. And don't you think that maybe that guy and him doing that to you was one of the reasons why you became a champion? Because you got into martial arts very heavily because of being bullied.
Yeah, because I was beating up in school. Maybe it was. But he was not the only guy that was beating me up. All his friends. But he was kind of the guy that was all the girl liked, and he was like the taller, stronger guy. So he was kind of the alpha guy at the time. Maybe it was an influence. Like I said, I don't believe only one thing influenced me, but it's many things, many causes that make that happen. But maybe it's one of the cause. Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I could be wrong. I could be right, but that's my philosophy in life. That's how I think. So everybody says, "Oh, George, you're a true martial artist. You're a good guy." That's why I thank you. I don't have the time to explain to them everything I just told you. Right. But that's how I think. And when they say you're a good guy, I was like, thank you. I'm not a fucking good guy. I'm me. I'm myself. I am the I am. But it makes me happy when people say that.
But
like,
you are a good guy, and you try to be a good guy.
I try to be,
that's
but
who you are.
Yeah, I try to be.
That's who you are.
I try to be good model, good role model. I think it's important for me.
Yeah.
You were around when Pryor was in his heyday.
Oh yeah,
that must have been something.
Oh yeah, we.
So you were just kind of, that was in '74 when you were just getting there. Pryor, he was in the peak.
He was already.
He was in the peak, right?
Big time. Oh yeah, he was big time. And
what was that like?
He would. When I was around the Comedy Store, I was basically the host of the Comedy Store. When I emceed, and I go to the door. If they have a problem, I go to the door and settle the problem and all this stuff. Just Mitzi one. She knew I'd do all this stuff in it. And wasn't no fighting and I'm just being polite and stuff. And Richard would come in. I look at the back. Richard Pryor's in the back. I said, "What the hell are you doing here, Richard? How you doing?" He knew Paul Mooney. Mooney was, and David Banks, all these. Anytime you got all these guys at the Comedy Store, Richard wanted to do another album.
So what happened is Richard. First time I saw Richard in the back, I said, "Richard, how you doing?" Spoon, I just come by to see how you doing. I said, "Fine, I'm doing." Richard, he never come by to see how I'm doing. He's just saying this to set it up for he want to work on his act for a new album. So I said, "Richard, everything fine? You want to drink?" No, Spoon. I'll be fine. You want to go on stage? No. Just come by and see how you doing. I said, "Oh, well, how you doing? How you doing, Richard?" Blah, 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 blah. So I would go. I know to go away and come back. And so Richard, well, anything you want to drink? Then he want to drink now. See, he want to drink. He get some little red drink he like with olive. What do you call that? Cherry in it. He like that kind of stuff. And so I know to go away. I go away. They told me Richard gonna drive you crazy. Richard come by. Richard gonna drive you crazy. So I go away, come back. Richard, everything all fine? You know, anything else you want? I said, "Want to go on stage?" He said, "No, Spoon, I don't want to go on stage. Just come in. I say, "How you doing, Spoon?" He always play with you. "Hey, Spoon, how you doing?" Be hollering, Spoon real loud and shit. And so I go away and come back and say, "Richard, do 2 minutes." Some people said Richard probably came by the company. So he said, "Sure, I'll go up there and do 2 minutes." He said, "When do I go on?" I said, "You're going on right after this guy get off. I'll put you on right now." And he go up there and do 2 hours. Then he'll have his secretary call me the next day and say, "Thanks for helping me get on stage." Helping me get on stage. He had to be pushed on stage.
That's so weird.
Yeah, that's amazing, ain't it?
But
Robin Williams, boop,
It would
up
just
on
run up
stage.
there. But Richard would do like 2 hours? Was that a regular thing?
Hour and a half.
Regular thing, huh?
Well, his album, you know, he do his whole album. And then he had his writers in the back. Mooney would be there writing him, coaching him on stuff to say and all that stuff. He had all that. And then he would have 3 weeks in the original room where he would work every night. He'd come by every night.
Wow.
It ain't like some comics get too high, they can't come by. He'll be by there every night. And so Mitzi put me on the show with him. So I would open the show and do 45 minutes, and then Rich would come on and do an hour and a half. And then we moved to the main room. After about a month in the original room, then we moved to the main room. That's when, man, he would draw. So Mitzi would make so much money. He would draw so many fucking people. Old hoes ain't been out on the street a long time with fur collars, fur coat, fake fur coat on, pink and yellow and shit. And he would have in the main room. He would have, oh my God, he had Mick Jagger. What's his name? The boy that what's his name? Willie Nelson. I talked Willie Nelson to go up on the stage and sing a song in the original room.
Really?
Yeah. I said, really? You got your guitar? Yeah, I got it. I said, could you go up there and sing a song? I love Willie Nelson. He was so good. He's still around, though. And I'm scared to do it. I'm nervous. Don't be nervous with these fucking people. He went up there and sang one of his songs, boy. That was a thrill for me. So then we moved to the main room. But I would kill every night in an audience like that. I would get a standing ovation because I would do Mathis that I learned from Detroit and Nat King Cole and them. I would do Johnny Mathis at my last bit, and I would do Al Green just before that. I saw Al Green throw roses out to the ladies one time. I was at what is it? This theater down here. Anyway, he would throw roses. He handed roses to the ladies. So when I was working at the Comedy Store and I'm in front of Rich, I would get dandelions and hand in front of the ladies. And some lady did exactly what I wanted her to say. She said, "Al Green give us roses." I said, "Well, you lucky these ain't plastic because I ain't got no damn money. I go home and watch these so I can get them back to you tomorrow night." And I did that, and then did Johnny Mathis. This is just impressions that I added to my act because there are a lot of ladies out there and they love that shit. And I got the women threw the roses back at my feet. I said, "Damn, this shit is cool in the motherfucker." And Richard told me, I said, everybody said, "Richard, you should take Spoon on the road with you. You going on the tour." He said, "Oh, I love you, Spoon, but you too funny. I can't have you out there on the road with me." He said I was too funny for him.
Wow.
And he took Finest, Finest Henderson?
Sure.
And Finest would do impressions and stuff. He did all the impressions. So he took him on the road.
He told you were too funny?
"Spoon, you too funny. I love you, but you too damn funny. You're open for me. I don't want to have to work that damn hard." And the women would throw the roses back at my feet, boy, them dandelions.
That's hilarious.
That was a great compliment. But I have the the billboard of the Comedy Store with Richard Pryor and John Witherspoon.
Wow.
I had it somewhere in my phone.
Yeah, you. I think Mom posted it, and then
yeah, she did.
And then I think I helped you repost it on your IG story, and then the Comedy Store screenshotted it and posted it. And
Oh, did
whatnot.
they?
Yeah, they did that. They did that like a month or two ago.
Wow.
But older day, Richard Pryor had his own TV show. You know, he's on NBC at 8 o'clock, and he was so fucking high, boy. Richard, I knew we weren't gonna last. I knew that shit. We only did 4 shows. We had scheduled 22. Richard was too fucking high. And oh man,
What was he high on?
cocaine and vodka and stuff, you know. But I didn't have no money. I probably would have got me something if I had some money. I ain't had no damn money. I'm making this little $400 that they giving me for this week. He said, y'all ain't making no money, but I'm making $250,000 a show. I said, damn, man.
Wow, he's making that much.
See,
Look at
there you
that.
go. Look at there.
Richard Pryor and John Witherspoon. Wow.
Man, what,
In
don't
the
tell the
vein.
year. I wish I had the year up there. Probably 77.
God, that's amazing.
77. But I know Richard, we used to go to his house every Sunday. We used to be at his house every Sunday. And he had barbecue, he had people, he got a gym, boxing gym where you box, tennis court,